Alright, it's DeviaCon here, also just D, works just fine. This is my review for a custom-made Wasp figure that I did. He was made from a Dark of the Moon bumblebee figure, just deluxe class, didn't need to go to leader or anything. But for the most part, this is just a paint job. There was minor custom work done in the changing of the figure itself, but mostly just paint job. You see, it's just, gave him a very nice green color. I really like the green that came out with this. Didn't feel the need to give him racing stripes or black stripe down the middle or anything like that. I like him just fine being just green and, the faded black for everything else, really. So, might as well get started with transformation. Oh, no, wait, that's right. One thing, first thing to notice that I did change was took out Bumblebee's racing netting that he had. There's a solid plastic piece on his window. So now the original windows that he had that could be raised, I just raised them for car mode now. So, yeah, both sides, that works just fine. I think it works a lot better. I, just take the racing netting out. That was a stupid idea. On to transformation. So start as doors like, Bumblebee. Transformation is the exact same as Bumblebee's because I did not change that much. So, piece will be his back. Separate those. So bring these up now. And damn it, that side always sticks. Come on, there we go. Alright, rear his feet again, bring those out. Sorry, this is still not the best descriptive review on how to transform him, but, well, transformation is the exact same as Bumblebee's. Nothing there was changed, as I said. Alright, and you can't see that yet. Okay. His arms up, and then out, twist, twist. Entire chest piece folds down, and have to wait to hear the snap. Come on. There we go. That snap means it's in there. And those thigh pieces up, or armor of the thigh, whatever. I'm messing with his chest plate. Alright, so there is Wasp, all nice and transformed into his robot mode now. And he still has all his posability, all his maneuverability, tomato, etc., whatever. Personally, for robot mode, I like to bring his windows down. Now that you can show him off in car mode, I like to put him down in robot mode. It just gives him that much more difference from Bumblebee. Don't forget to bring those back pieces up. Very nice. Alright, so, and instead of Bumblebee's gun, I gave him a new gun. I gave him Crankcase's gun, painted to be Wasp's gun. Crankcase's gun, painted. Well, yeah, see, a little bit of dark green there, matches his face. It's his gun. And the gun's painted just like all of his robot parts, pretty much the same way. Went over with dark gray gunmetal and did a steel dusting. The rest of it gives it a nice worn metal look. I did some brass here for the tubing, brass underneath, and I did take the spring out, so it does stay now in its claw mode, which I actually went through pretty much all my mech-type transformers and took out all their springs except for the Voyagers because they can lock in place, but that's something else entirely. So I have not figured out, I still haven't figured out the exact zoom or focus or anything, but you can kind of see his head there. His head was made from, it is different from Bumblebee's, like I said. It was made from a Voyager class Dark of the Moon Optimus figure who was god-awful in my opinion. Just, that's something else entirely that I'm not even going to go into. Anyway, I took the prongs off of Optimus's head and shaved down his little mouth guard a little bit to kind of give it a little bit of that curved look. You can barely see it there, but it does curve off, kind of like it's the top of Wasp's mouth, or maybe the top of his nose or bottom of his nose, something like that. Other than that, you know, when I did the only dark green on Wasp, other than his gun, is what's done on his face, the same stripes that he has in the animated series, the new animated series. And that is probably the biggest change, was giving him a new head, new face. I think it was a really good call. Bring that down a little bit. It is Wasp, so I do like to give him a that's right, I'm badass pose. Or, you know, maybe it could be that, wow, that guy really needs to have the crap kicked out of him. Either way, you know, I like to give him that look, because he just had that attitude to him. That's not really the best pose. Something like that anyway. But another thing that I changed, very small, but I think overall probably one of the smartest things to do this figure. Anyone who can do this with their Bumblebee figures, I heavily suggest, is he had these holes in his armor by his elbow that were not MechTech ports. They were, you know, MechTech ports are 5mm. These things were like 5.5, maybe 6. Some stupid crap like that. But I did fill them in a little bit, so they are MechTech ports now. They should work with all MechTech guns. It's you know, crankcases rod, for lack of better words, right now. Yeah, that's right, giggle, tee-hee. Was a little bit wider than other MechTech weapons I have, so I don't know why, but you know, whatever. These holes were made to fit crankcase's gun specifically, so they may be a little loose with other MechTech weapons. But anyway, I think that looks a lot better, because the whole thing with it being on his wrist was ridiculous. And yeah, looks a lot better, especially when he has the claw out, because it almost looks like it's, you know, his entire arm. But so he still has all that. Let's see here. The original MechTech ports do work just fine still. But again, you know, a little harder because Crankcase's weapon diameter was just that much bigger. But yeah, so that's how it originally looked, and I'm sorry, that is retarded. That is just ridiculous. The only way that that is okay to me is if you put it in his hand, which you can do. I don't know how many people have actually tried, but you just have to try hard enough. His hand does fit MechTech weapons just fine. A little ridiculous like that, but, you know, for a gun, it works very well with the gun, I think. But that is essentially Wasp in a nutshell. And I guess I should go over this. I said earlier about how the gun was done with, and his robot mode was done with a type of gunmetal color, done over with steel dusting. You can really see it very well without zooming in. But that was done for all his, you know, little robotical parts here, and you know, even the green armor on his legs, his feet, his arms here. I say arms already. Anyway, that was done over again with just, you know, steel dusting to make it look worn, battle damaged, that kind of thing. Did ink and water just wash over this to kind of give it a almost dirty look too. It just the dusting and the wash, you know, it makes everything look a little bit more worn, makes them look that much more realistic. And it's something that I'm still messing around with to get a very good technique for, but I think I have a pretty good system worked out right now. The most important thing I guess I could say here is that, let's see, it's Wasp. You know, Wasp had no respect in the series. He had no respect as a character at all. And not many people have done Wasp, and I really liked it. And you can see the gravity kind of gets his claw there sometimes. It's still really cool. So I am selling this on eBay. The auction ends like I don't know, like 20 minutes from when I'm filming this, something like that. I'll have to check it soon. But I don't even, God knows when I'll actually post this. So whenever you're watching this, even if it's brand new, just assume that he's already been sold, because he has. And maybe in the comments I'll say how much he ended up selling for. But last I checked, he was at $10 with $10 shipping. So technically, profit of $10 for the original figure. So all in all, that is Wasp. It was honestly one of my favorite custom projects so far. I really liked it. I really liked just everything about it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That is Wasp. So, yeah.